UFC 111, St. Pierre, Hardy. Check your local listings.
UFC 111, we return to Newark, New Jersey with two title fights. Frank Mir, the former UFC heavyweight champion, battles Shane Carwin for the interim heavyweight title. And of course, the great George St. Pierre, one of the very best fighters in the world, takes on the young, up-and-coming, hungry Dan Hardy from the UK.
It's hard to become champion, and it's even harder to stay champion. Right now I'm the target. Everybody want to take my place. I know what it takes to be champion, and I don't plan to let go of my title anytime soon.
George St. Pierre is without a doubt one of the very best pound-for-pound fighters in the sport of mixed martial arts. There is no debate whatsoever about that. He has managed to shut down such dangerous contenders as John Fitch, Thiago Alves, beaten BJ Penn twice, and the last time, very decisively.
BJ Penn is getting crushed.
George St. Pierre has been in so many big fights. You name it, he's fought them all. He's fought all the best, and he's beat the best.
And it's all over! And it's all over!
I'm not fighting to be champion anymore. I'm fighting for a legacy.
He is on another level of competition. George is the elite of the elite in the welterweight division. There is no one that's even close to as good as the performances that he's put on in the past.
He goes up against the guys who have never been taken down. He takes them down.
Wow. Side control, GSP. That's incredible. First time that John Fitch has had his guard passed inside the octagon.
He smashes them. I mean, George St. Pierre is phenomenal with the wrestling game. The holes I see in George's game are his stand-up. Dan Hardy's stand-up is perfect.
Anybody that fights Dan Hardy has to be worried about a couple of things. His strikes are, without a doubt, his most dangerous asset. Another dangerous asset is his confidence and his intelligence. He is undefeated in the UFC.
This will be my 30th fight when I step in the octagon against George St. Pierre. You know, and that's quite a few more fights than he's had. People think he's superhuman in some way. I see ways he can be beaten, and I plan on doing it.
Dan Hardy's stand-up is right up there with anybody. He looked great on his feet against Marcus Davis. He looked great on his feet against Mike Swick. He looked good on the ground against both of them.
Swick is hurt! Hardy looking to finish!
It's going to be a huge mountain for Dan Hardy to climb. But Dan Hardy believes that this fight could take place tomorrow and he would beat George St. Pierre.
All those GSP fans betting the house on him. There's going to be a lot of homeless GSP fans the day after.
Even if I believe I'm a better fighter than Dan Hardy, the night of the fight, I'm gonna have to fight the best fight. Because if I don't, it might be a bad night for me. I don't take this fight lightly. He's the most dangerous guy that I've fought so far. I'm bigger, stronger, more powerful, and more skilled than I ever been.
GSP's a great athlete, and he gets in the octagon to win the fights and to keep his belt. When I get in the octagon, my intention is to hurt my opponent. I see the fight being basically me landing as many punches as I can before I hit the ground, and getting back to my feet and doing the same thing again. I'm not going to go in there and wrestle the guy because that's not my game. I'm going to go in there, I'm going to throw punches with mean intentions, I'm going to knock him out.
I see my career as a marathon, not like a sprint. It's not one fight that will define me, it's the sum of my fight.
You know, to go down as one of the greatest fighters of all time, you have to continuously knock off the best guys in the world. Whoever we put in front of him, he has to beat decisively.
I'm a proud champion, and I want to fight the best out there.
Total domination.
March 27, you'll see the best George St. Pierre that ever stepped into the octagon. I'm going to fight Dan Hardy like nobody has fought him before.
I am ready to become the UFC welterweight champion. I'm stepping in there against the best welterweight in the world. I'm confident I can beat him. I know I've got the skills to beat him. The question I need to ask the fans is, how many more of your favourite fighters do I need to beat up before you believe the hype?
This kid's more well-rounded, got better punching power, and better ground ability than people give him credit for. I think he's going to shock a lot of people in this George St. Pierre fight.
Dan Hardy's a very brash, confident, and cocky young man, but the bottom line is that he backs it up.
It's easy to talk trash, but it's harder to fight. Talking, I'm not really good at it. Fighting, that's what I'm good at.
That was picture perfect.
Frank Mir versus Shane Carwin for the interim UFC heavyweight championship. The person who wins this fight will be guaranteed a shot at the title when Brock Lesnar is back to full health and ready to defend his title in the UFC heavyweight division.
Trying to get inside. Don't blink at all when Carwin fights. He is a beast. Carwin! The flying knee!
Shane Carwin is one of the most dangerous guys in the heavyweight division purely on the fact that he's capable of knocking out any man in the world with one punch.
He's huge, he's got great stand-up, he's got great wrestling, and he's good on the ground.
You can feel that ground and pound through our table.
In his fight with Gabe Gonzaga, you know, he came out and he showed he can go toe-to-toe with Gabe Gonzaga. He got rocked, he got through it, has a great chin, then turns it around and actually ends up knocking Gonzaga out.
He looked a little stiff in the stand-up, and he's getting...
No one has even been able to make it out of the first round with him. Every single fight that he's had has ended with him smashing his opponent inside of 5 minutes.
I'm a handful for anybody. You step in there, it's going to be a war, and it's not going to be fun. Every punch I throw has got bad intentions behind it.
The fact that he's never been over 2 rounds makes it a little questionable whether the guy can go 5 rounds in a title fight. Maybe he never has to go 5 rounds. Maybe he just keeps knocking people out in the first 2 minutes.
I'm just competitive, and I know that knocking him out wins. So whether it goes 5 rounds or 1 round, it doesn't matter to me, but I'm always looking for the knockout.
Brock Lesnar is the undisputed UFC heavyweight champion!
There's something that's just inside me now that I can't get rid of, and it hurts all the time. It's the dreams I have at night about Brock. But if I don't get to go in there and physically get to hurt Brock, then I don't know if I can live with myself.
Those are usually the kind of fights you say, wow, this might actually ruin this guy. Mir actually came back stronger.
With Frank Mir, we've seen talent, potential, we've seen ability, we've seen past performances, but lately what we've seen is dedication.
My stand-up has been just steamrolling better and better every fight. I boxed with Nogueira for 7 minutes, and Nogueira, I made him look silly. I caught Chet Congo, who's probably one of the best strikers we have in the UFC, and I put him out in about a minute. I'm 265 pounds now, and I'm quick, and I'm skilled.
Frank Mir coming into this fight at 265 pounds, dedicated, in shape, conditioned, along with his newfound striking power. That is a dangerous, dangerous man for anybody at the heavyweight level.
Everything says in my heart and my will that I won't be denied. I have to have this.
Shane Carwin really, really has his hands full in this fight.
I want him to know that he came in there full and strong and ready, and I still took his heart out of his chest.
I guarantee there's going to be a wow in this fight. People are going to be like, did that just happen?
He might hate Brock, he don't hate him as much as I do. And that's the difference of fueling the power, that I will come out on top on UFC 111.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Dan Hardy has earned his shot at the championship. Now he faces the best welterweight on the planet. George Rush St. Pierre versus Dan the Outlaw Hardy for the UFC title, plus a second title fight. With a combined 23 first-round finishes, the race between Frank Mir and Shane Carwin for the interim heavyweight championship is on. Tap Out presents UFC 111, St. Pierre versus Hardy, live Saturday, March 27th from Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. Only on pay-per-view.